Step up. Step up, make the knees level. Step up. Change.
Dulu tak foto sih.
Thank you, the purple. I cannot live without the purple. Studio new album. Studio new album.
Okay.
The older for the rock position, the more tough for them to. If I noticed in your last the concert, when you play hush backing singers for your performance here.
No, we're not. Not unless, of course, you all want to join in.
Time for us to be here, so we're very thrilled and honoured to be playing here. It's taken a few hiccups before we've actually Ukraine and the Baltic states and Western Siberia, and a lot of haven't played before. Great for us to go there. If you want to call it a market, it's.
Baik, ada lagi?
Richie has his own career now, he does his own thing. John has decided that he doesn't want to go around the world anymore.
You know, we've been... Don Airey, I'd like to introduce anyway, has been with us for 2 tours now. And feeling the enjoyment of the music of Purple, we've got a new spirit now, and it's very, very encouraging.
Make your text tomorrow, yes.
Very much the family thing. John phones up, 2 or 3 times when we were on the last tour to say, just before we go on stage, say, have a good one, you know, tonight. So I would anticipate that we may, hopefully, and even if they don't stand up that well, we'll probably find 1 or 2 of John's things that we can bring into the next album. So possible. Possible.
Yeah. Okay, you can play again to the Beatles music.
You can walk it out.
I don't really understand what you mean by that.
Huh? You can walk it out.
Oh yeah, we can work it out. Can you work it out? Well, I don't understand that. We can work it out.
We play Deep Purple music.
My name is Handi from
Portrait.
I just want to ask, in this millennium, there are...
Anything, because when I first joined this band in '69, there was a great spirit in the band, and that spirit was really the spirit of music, and it wasn't the spirit of competition. You didn't look at other bands and say, we're better than them, or we sell more than them, or anything like that. So that competitive thing is really not within a musician's thoughts, except for Steve. New bands are great. I mean, there always has to be change, and there always has to be new generations coming up. And as long as there are people who are willing to play music and learn an instrument and actually go on stage and perform it live, there is always hope for music and for rock and roll in particular. And there's some great new bands coming up. But don't get confused between pop music and rock music, because pop music is a whole different ball game. Rock musicians right now are probably in a minority and are underground again. But rock music will live because there's new people coming up.
He wouldn't be here if we didn't want him here. Let's put it that way. He's our choice, and I think we had the opportunity to do a couple of tours with Don, which, the first one was as a temporary stand-in for John, who had a sore knee, and it was just an incredible way of getting to understand him and meet him. Thrown in at the deep end, and he suddenly realised the guy can meet every challenge that was thrown to him. It was a very difficult situation, to take over from somebody like that at such short notice, and he met the challenge and surpassed every expectation.
We only gave him 1 day's rehearsal too.
Yeah.
So the chemistry was there, actually?
It was there straight away, yeah. And I mean, I think there's a lot to do with just basically, you know, how can I make this? It's about personality as much as musicianship.
True.
People ask me a lot about if I'm being entertained by somebody, what kind of food do you like? And I said, well, I don't really, you know, it's the atmosphere of the restaurant that's more important. I think if you're going to enjoy a good conversation with people, which is why we tend to go to Italian restaurants and Indian restaurants in England, because the English restaurants are really boring, you know. French restaurants are like awful, and French cuisine is
the percentage of your repertoire, for example.
Promise is a strange thing.
Okay. We normally have a meeting in the dressing room before the show to decide what the set list is going to be. I think we'll be doing the usual combination of 4 different things, which is basically classic songs that everyone knows, Highway Star, maybe. I'm not promising anything because we don't know at the time. Smoke on the Water, Child in Time,
and
Black Knight, and maybe not that one.
Or maybe.
Maybe, who knows, you know.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea. Do you know that one, Don? Yeah, sure he does. And then we do some perhaps more obscure material from which the Deep Purple aficionados would be familiar with, such as what have we been doing recently, Mary Long and When a Blind Man Cries, and No One Came and stuff like that. And then we've been trying out occasionally some new songs that haven't been recorded yet, and we may do one of those tomorrow, just for the crack. But the most, I think, probably intriguing element which keeps the show fresh all the time is the improvisation that goes on during the show. And even if we do the same set every night for a whole tour, it's never the same 2 nights running, because somebody might just decide to go off in this direction or that direction during a solo, or to the pub or wherever it might be. And, I think it gets pretty dangerous up there with the improvisation, and the challenge is for everyone. Is that for me?
A mixture. Yeah.
How about?
I mean, all we've seen is the airport, the freeway, and the hotel. So.
And the shrimp farms.
And the shrimp farms, yeah. So you know, I can't actually say that I know what's changed yet. I mean, tomorrow, if there's a little time, it'd be nice to see. But you know, we're not here as tourists, and time is very valuable, and sometimes it's the most important thing you can do is lie down and go to sleep for 3 or 4 hours, especially when you've traveled halfway around the world.
Or go and get as many Indonesian CDs as possible. So at least I can hear the music.
It looks different and it feels different, yeah. But you know, until you can go and walk around the streets and take the time to do that, you can't really make an honest opinion about it. But it feels good.
Put it together in another solution, it does nothing. Put it together in a different combination, and it does some magical things. And that's the first thing you have to have in a band is chemistry, the right mix. And then you have to add a catalyst, which is the audience. And I guarantee you, the show tomorrow is going to have a lot of energy. And everybody in the band has been playing. Everyone in the band has been doing this for over 30 years, which is odd because we're all 30 years old. But it's going to be, I guarantee every molecule of our body is going, and our spirit collectively is going to be focused toward giving the people that took the time to pull the money out of their pockets, find a parking space or take the bus or whatever they had to do to get to the gig, giving them the best possible show, and reminding them that rock and roll is here to stay in Indonesia.
Congratulations, we made it. We've got a bunch of stuff tonight, some things you will know, some things